What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel here. Today we're going to be discussing this pen and maybe this pen. This is the Jinhao x159, and in my opinion this is an incredible pen for the money. Now these pens are about $10 on Amazon, and I will put a link in the description to these pens. And I also have a couple other things to talk about here. One of which is this ink. This is KWZ Gummy Berry, and it's a purple. Very nice ink. And talk a little bit about paper. And I've got this paper here. Now this is an A5 sized paper. And this paper is Aerofil paper. Japanese paper, it's coated. And it's incredible. Probably my favorite part of the fountain pen experience thus far is this paper here. It just the way that the pen glides on the page, the amount of ink that is put down, and just the shading and the sheen and everything is fantastic on this paper. So I'm going to go over some of that a little bit here with the writing sample, and then just to show you something I found interesting was these little folders for the paper. These are A5 sized 2-pocket folders, and these were also on Amazon.com, as is the paper, and I will have links to everything in the description. So we're going to check this out, and let's get on with the little pen review here. So I have a little bit of a confession here. It's kind of an Alcoholics Anonymous type thing. It's about having a problem. And I've seen many videos where people have hundreds of fountain pens, which is incredible. Now I only have about 15, which I think is too many, probably, maybe. But if I would have found these first, I might have just stopped right here. Every time I use this pen, or the orange one, because they're actually both quite consistent and pretty much the same, I'm always amazed at how well they write. Every time. For $10. So if you want to be minimalistic, save yourself some money, pick up a Jinhao x159 for $10. I'm going to put a link to the 4-pack for $30 on Amazon. Now I could have bought enough x159s to last me my whole life. And then some. I could have been giving pens away left and right for the amount of money that I've spent on about 12 or 15 different pens that I've purchased over the last few months. So let's talk about this pen here. Obviously, it's pretty much a rip-off of the Mont Blanc 149 Meister Stuck. And they are very similar in size, shape, trim, everything. I would say it's a homage to this pen in just about every way. Check the weights here. Length, girth. It's going to be so similar that I'm not going to bother with that. But this pen here has ink in it. Let's weigh it just for fun. 32.71 grams. Now I can guarantee that it's going to be heavier than the Jinhao. And 28.24 grams on the Jinhao x159. And that's something I've noticed. You know, you could say they're copies of each other, but there's an obvious quality difference with the Mont Blanc. You can feel it when it's uncapped. You can feel it in your hand. You can definitely feel it when it writes. It's not quite the same. You know, it's better. This pen, you know, it feels like a $10 pen, but it's quality $10. They've got the O-ring here, which I like. Always appreciate an O-ring in a grip section to help it, you know, keep from coming loose from the barrel. Now it is a cartridge converter, and this one is empty, or basically empty. But I haven't had any problems yet. I've only filled the pen maybe 3 or 4 times between the 2 different versions that I have here. It seems fine. Hopefully, I'm assuming that's a standard international converter, so could be replaced if it breaks. Got some gold plating here. Might not come across with the lighting here, but there's some gold plating on the metal here, and 2-tone nib. Try to get a shot of that nib. Now both the orange one and this green one wrote exceptionally well straight out of the package. And they shipped from Amazon in this little cheap bubble envelope. So this is what you would get. Take a look here. Lighting is not great today. So my thoughts on these pens. And again, every time I pull these out, I try to cycle through my pens every couple days to make sure they keep flowing and don't dry out. And every time I use these pens, I'm just like, damn, $10. I don't know if it's good or bad that I didn't buy these first, because I do enjoy the collection that I currently have. Having a lot of fun doing writing, and going to be making videos, reviews on these pens. But I'm just stunned at how well these pens work. So I'm going to show you guys a writing sample here with this pen, which features the KWZ Gummy Berry. Let me go ahead and show you what this looks like. Now I bought this bottle of ink from Van S Pen Shop online. It's vanes1938.com. They're based out of Little Rock, Arkansas. And I've ordered from them a few times, and every time I get an order, I get a little handwritten note from Mike. Draws a little picture on there, and I appreciate that. So here we go. I like the bottle on these. It's simple. It's voluminous. These hold 50 milliliters of ink. And the KWZ, at least on these guys, on this one, has a faint vanilla scent, which personally I find very intriguing. I enjoy using this ink. Now, one thing I'd say is I was on a hunt for the perfect purple ink, and I don't know that this is it. It's pretty close. It's a little darker than I prefer. It tends to dry once it dries. It does seem to lighten up a little bit once it dries. Let's see if I have an example here. This is going to be probably not great. Let's see if I can turn the intensity down on the light here. All right, so the gummy berry is here. And the other one I found was this Diamine Lavender, which honestly is my favorite so far. Doesn't smell as good as the KWZ, but I do appreciate the way that it looks. It's kind of a pastel, brighter purple. And down here we have, this is sorry guys, I know this is riveting video. This one is the Dark Lilac from Lamy, and I do appreciate that as well. All right, I'm going to show you guys a little writing sample on this paper, and we'll go from there. All right, you guys, here's a little writing sample, and I was having trouble trying to get the angle right without getting my head in the way and my hand taking up all the room on the screen. But I'll work on that, see if I can improve things. But the performance of the nib is very good. I have no issues with ink flow, feedback, anything like that. No hard starts. I've not used the pen for a few days, a week. Just pop the cap off and boom. It starts writing, no problem. And the paper, again, is Earoful, and it's a 75 GSM loose leaf paper on Amazon. And it's around $13 for 100 sheets, and the performance of the paper is quite good, at least from my experience. I've had minimal to no bleeding, bleed through, zero feathering, and I've tried many different inks, many different pens, and I'm pretty impressed with the paper. And again, I'll have links to all this stuff in the description if you guys are interested in checking this out. But yeah, been pretty happy with this Jinhao x159. Here's a close-up of the color and the text that I've written here for your viewing pleasure. All right, so that wraps up our writing sample. Sorry for the abrupt ending there. Tell you what, my hat's off to anybody that makes these YouTube videos and has an easy time of it. I spent quite a few hours making this video. Well, 3 or 4 total. And all for about a 5-10 minute video. It's incredible. All right, so the battery just died on the camera. Just another fun little piece of the action here. So it's quite a bit of work making these videos. Lots of time involved, and you wouldn't think so. Just a quick little overview video of a fountain pen. But just the editing, lighting, charging batteries, transferring files. It's a lot more work than a guy would think. So that being said, if you guys like these fountain pen videos, want to see more fountain pens, please like and subscribe. Only takes you a second, and it's free. Almost like this pen, which is basically free, except it's $10. Here's a look at the orange Jinhao x159. This particular one is full of the Lamy Dark Lilac, which does not smell nearly as good as the KWZ Gummy Berry. All right, you guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day. Peace out.